people the hole. I'm just opening it up.
Welcome everyone. We are now live at the PJD Link protest in Bandar Utama. We hope that everyone is making its way here so that we could have a peaceful protest as we continue to also broadcast live and let everyone know the objection towards the highway. We've just started off and we'll be having the coverage over the next hour. The PJD Link highway is part of a highway that was approved by the government recently, where the PJD Link highway is a 34.3 km, 2-lane dual carriage highway that is stretching all the way from different parts of the Petaling Jaya and ends towards Bandar Utama, and that's why the protest is taking place right now.
Just put up one for them. And then some people want to go across to the other side. Let me hit the other side.
And we have various elected representatives. We see YB Maria here today, which have joined the protest. And we will be having more coverage with speaking to residents as well as elected representatives who have made their way here. If you can hear in the background, there are cars who are supporting the protest with their horns, honking as they go past, and this will show to the public that there are many who support the objection of the highway. We will walk around now just to look at the different residents that have made their way here. We see with us the bike commute group, which have made their way from another part of PJ, cycled here to be part of the protest for the highway. The banners are out to protest the PJD Link highway. As you can see, Banta PJD Link, and we will be having more residents distribute the banners and continue with the protests today. So the banners that you've seen here are clearly requesting for no toll highways, where many PJ residents would like the Pakatan Harapan government to commit to their manifesto, where no toll highways were promised back in the previous general election. Okay, we will continue to take a walk around and look at the different banners that have been erected today for the purpose of protesting the PJD highway.
I'm not sure.
So in a press statement and as reported in a news article in July 2022, Maria Chin Abdullah, the Petaling Jaya MP, said that the Selangor state government had confirmed there had been no approval made and no proper submission of any application for the PJD link to be built. So we move along now to look at other residents on the other side of the protest area, this island, also holding banners to ensure that the traffic here can see that many of us are all protesting the highway today.
Wabi Maria.
Morning, morning. Thank you. Morning. Okay, we have various residents here. Thank you all for making it today on this sunny Saturday morning, where we are able to look at all the participation on protesting the PJD Link highway. And let's now move over here to this other corner where more residents are holding up banners. Thank you for coming out. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, YB William. Thank you. Morning.
That's what they say.
Did they say whether he was coming through or nobody replied? Okay, after this we may have a few words and ask we will basically ask the bike commute group to give a few comments about the protest here.
Oh, careful your bike.
Here, over here. I think it's a bit more. The protest today will be starting from where we are now until about 10 a.m. As mentioned earlier, YB Maria had raised the objections by the residents, and they are indeed valid, as Malaysia has committed to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and the 11th goal was to have a sustainable city and communities.
Oh, this one's the interview. Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Hi.
And now, you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Justin Lee. I'm from Bike Commute KL. So we are, I think, cycling advocacy and awareness group. But it's not just about cycling. It's about testing. It's about also sustainable transportation that's inclusive for all. And after that, we opt for better connectivity to, say, public transportation or to services around our neighborhood.
And one of the reasons why we want a more sustainable city, and what do you reckon for cyclists? Yeah.
What we reckon for cyclists for sustainable cities, yeah. I guess now, okay, since we are protesting against the highway, I think highways further create urban disconnect. That means from one neighborhood to another neighborhood, with a highway there, it creates like this visual and also physical disconnect. And after that, it makes it harder for cyclists or pedestrians even to get around, people on OKU. So I think aside from that, there's a lot of things. It induces demand for more cars, so there'll be more cars on the road. And I think what instead what we could have is more pedestrian lanes, at least, you know, if it's not cycle lanes, at least pedestrian lanes, so that everyone can sort of you know, there's space for people to walk, yeah, on roads, and even bridges for ramps and bridges and things like that, so we can get from one neighborhood to another neighborhood, and especially to public transportation, because that's emerging at the moment.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Justin, for sharing with us your thoughts and why you're here to protest the PJD Link. Really appreciate your input. And if there's anybody else in the bike commute group that you think we should speak to, just let us know. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And here we have one of our residents.
Introduce himself.
Yeah, and you please begin by introducing yourself and let us know why you're here at the PJD Link protest. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a Section 17 resident. I'm against PJD Link because I think in the Klang Valley and in many other cities in Malaysia we have enough highways already. highways do not actually contribute to reducing traffic, but actually inducing traffic. We can see more and more cars on the road these days, but the public amenities facilities are very bad. There are no proper walkways, so often people have to navigate dangerous roads underneath the elevated highways and all that, which is actually not healthy for a country like Malaysia. You know, we have a lot of spaces. We should invest in public transport, in building more proper walkways and facilities that can connect neighborhoods and offices to MRT station, LRT station and all that. So elevated highways are definitely outdated already. So we should not continue to pursue this kind of model. Thank you.
Perhaps for the listeners and our viewers, we'd like to know for your area, specific residential area, what do you think the impacts will be?
What I can see is the highway, if it got approved and built, would cut across residential areas and also business areas. There will be highways, elevated highways, 2 tiers at least, right in front of shops and housing areas. So imagine if you were the business operators, you were the residents, how would you feel? You would have pollution, you would have noise pollution, you would have a lot of dust, and then there could also be accidents. Who knows, right? So it's like your businesses will be affected. Your children cannot play safely in the neighborhood. So we have to think about all these things. It is all for our future and all for our next generations, not just for this generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, George. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. As we continue to look for more residents to interview, please stay with us. Yeah. And as mentioned by YB Maria, that the issue with elevated highways don't solve traffic congestions, but are intolerable with commuters paying tolls and still getting jammed up during peak hours. Okay. All right. We'll pass on the microphone to one of our residents here for him to express to us what is his stance against the PJD Link highway. Introduce yourself.
Hi, good morning. I'm Adrian. I'm from Bandar Utama 11. I'm against this project simply because no amount of highway will solve any traffic problems. 各位好，我是在 BU 11的。我抗议这个 highway 是因为没有任何建筑更多的 highway 是解决不了交通的问题。好，谢谢。Is that good?
Yes, that's very good. And maybe just one more comment would be, what do you think would be the impact to Bandar Utama itself, given if the highway was to be completed and built to land at Bandar Utama?
It will definitely affect it will worsen the traffic situation, in fact, right? Because it will bring in more traffic to this area. Besides, the money spent on this project should be used to promote more public transport, right? Instead of enriching the corporations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adrian. We appreciate you and for your comments. We wish you all the best in the protests that will take place until 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dominic, this Kenneth
Yes.
from Suaram.
Oh, okay.
Hi. Yeah.
Yes, okay. We have another of our guests here, and we'd like to pass on the mic to Kenneth from Suaram.
Hi. Yeah, my name is Kenneth. I'm from Suaram. I'm the documentation and monitoring officer from Suaram. Suaram is a human rights organization that mainly does human rights issue pertaining to civil and political rights, economic, social and cultural rights also. So I'm here today, aside from being a PJ resident, to send solidarity to all the residents here. I'm also to monitor the assembly here, the peaceful assembly here. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your protests and for being here with us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
GT, is it? Yeah. Good morning, and we would like to pass on the mic to Mr. GT Tan, Chairman of MCA Damansara.
Good morning, my name is GT Tan. I'm a born and bred resident of Petaling Jaya, and I'm staying at Section 16. Over the years, we have seen bad town planning, which caused bad traffic And as a result, this issue must be resolved once and for all. Town planning must also take into account and provision so as not to allow elevated highways in Petaling Jaya. Later on, there will be a press conference. I'll give my points. Please follow us and please say no to PJD Link. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. G.T. Tan. Appreciate your comments. Thank you. Okay, we will continue with our live broadcast today. Okay, and we have YB William Leong here. We will pass on the microphone for YB to say a few words.
Good morning to everyone. We are here together with the residents of Petaling Jaya to protest against the PJD Link. We hope that there will be more people becoming aware of this PJD Link and having the courage to stand up for their rights. There is a right for us to have a better life. But we have got people that are taking us for a ride. You spend half your life in the traffic jam. This PJD Link, you are still going to spend half your life, if not more, in the traffic jam, but paying for it. Because elevated highway as an urban disposal system has never worked. Every evening, just listen to the radio and you will hear that the highways from Perlis to Johor are jammed. Why are we building one more when it doesn't work? And the people who are staying in where the highways are paying for it with their health and with the values to their property. For those who think that having a highway will increase the value, please do some research and check again. It is going to go down. So I hope more people will become aware and more people will come stand with us to object to the PJD Link highway. Thank you.
Thank you. Really hold up so you can fix that one. Yeah, we need her. If you can get her to come, it would be great. We got a resident on this side, so let's go around. You want to talk first?
Thank you very much, and we will now have another resident who has come for the protest to say a few words.
Hello, I'm Gan. I'm staying along Jalan Harapan. I think the elevated highway is going to cause a lot of pollution, a lot of noise pollution, sound pollution, light pollution. I think it's not good for the residents. That's why we should say no to the PJ Link highway. Great, thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us your comments, and we appreciate you being here today for the protest. Thank you. So as we speak to more residents, more and more have stated their opinion with regards to the highway since we're at the protest today. We are also concerned, many of us, that this highway will compromise improving road safety and actually we would instead want the expansion of public transport. And this was also iterated by YB Maria, where she mentioned that special attention to the needs of those in vulnerable situations, especially women, children, persons with disabilities and older persons, would benefit from a better public transport system. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we would like to pass the mic to YB. YB will introduce himself and then just say a few words.
Okay. So no, it's okay. Let me hold it. Okay. Good morning to everybody. My voice is a bit hoarse today, so I hope my voice is clear enough. I've joined the No to PJD protest this morning with a number of residents, as you can see, to add my voice to the protest. I am here in two capacities. I'm a resident of PJ. I've been in Petaling Jaya from 1967. I grew up in PJ. and I live in section 14 right now, which is also quite close to one of the so-called proposed alignment. Yeah, and I'm also here as a member of parliament to lend my voice to this protest. As far as I'm concerned, and I think this sentiment is shared by many residents, we do not want overhead highways, especially tolled highways, cutting through and disrupting settled and mature neighborhoods like Petaling Jaya, which have been developing, which have been here for 50 years. My dad built our house here in 1967. We don't need that, and it is bad planning, bad transportation policy planning, and highways of this sort, if necessary at all, should only be built to connect cities, city to city, or you do what we call highways around cities, circular highways that are used to take people quickly around the city, not cutting through mature residential neighborhoods. This is why PJD Link should be rejected, in the same way that KIDEX, this is basically what do you call it, a revival of the rejected KIDEX proposal, which was rejected by the previous Menteri Besar of Selangor, Azmin Ali. And as far as Pakatan Harapan of Selangor is concerned, the three top leaders, which is including the Menteri Besar himself, Dato Sri Amiruddin Shari, together with Gobind Singh as the head of DAP, and Engineer Izham as the head of Amanah, have issued a joint statement last year on the 5th of September saying categorically that Pakatan Harapan Selangor will reject any proposal seeking to revive anything like KIDEX again. Now, of course, the so-called promoters of this highway, have certain rights. Nobody can stop them under the law from putting up a proposal, from going through the provisions as required by law under the Town and Country Planning Act. But the position of PH Selangor is very clear, that we will reject such a proposal. So, so that's where my position is, and I'll be standing to oppose this highway all the way. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, YB. Thank you very much for giving us your comments.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Can we help you? We'll just do a quick one with Megan. You have to run off. Yeah, I'm going to. I hope you say 1, 2 words and then I'll go. Okay. Maria?
Oh, okay.
Speak to it.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much to all the residents in Petaling Jaya for actually running another peaceful and silent protest to actually say no to PJD Link. This is an initiative that I hope that more and more people will actually support, because in Petaling Jaya, I do not think that we need elevated highways, and particularly toll highways, and that is something that is not necessary, because we have alternatives. We have not tried out the alternatives. The alternatives is actually having more buses. If you look at the number of cars that we see here, we could have more buses, to apply the highways and to allow more access to people, to hospital, to libraries, to schools, and to all the essential services. But we have not actually planned to do that. In our whole urban planning in Petaling Jaya, we have actually neglected that kind of connectivity. So that's why we think that highway will solve the issue, but it wouldn't. It will only create more congestion. Now we have the LRT3 here. Why can't we build more of that underground? So that we allow people to have better mobility. So I really thank the police for actually being here to give us the security, and I hope that they will recognize that actually we have given our cooperation, and they should actually stop all investigations. So thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, YB. Thank you for being at our protest today, and we really appreciate it. So that was YB Maria Chin Abdullah, who has made numerous statements recently in the press and joined us at 2 protests, being one on July the 2nd and today here at Bandar Utama. And we appreciate all our elected representatives to continue being with us for these protests. As reported in the Star News media recently, stakeholders cum residents against PJD Link chairman Mr. David Leong said that the highway did not meet the Petaling Jaya City Council's low carbon city plan of 2030. He also said it did not meet the local Agenda 21 plan, which requires public transportation, requires public participation, and their input as well was that climate change related goals and the Town Country Planning Act 172, which requires sustainable development plans, needed to be upheld. So our protest today, as well as the one before this, as mentioned by Chairman David, would send a message to the stakeholders that this highway should be objected. We wish to also send our humble plea to the Sultan of Selangor to put off the highway project, was what the president, was what the chairman had said. Yeah. Hi, we have another resident here. We'd like to hand over the mic for some sharing of why we are all here at the protest against the PJD Link highway.
Okay, my name is Yvette Ma. I'm a resident of Bandar Utama, and I'm against this PJ Link because I don't know why the government want to do so many highways all over the place. It's not good for the environment, and it's very near the houses. It affects the residents of section 17, 19 especially. So I don't know why they want to keep on building highways, you know. It's a waste of resources. We should try out more eco-friendly styles, you know, way of living. Okay.
Thank you very much for sharing your views today. Thank you. Yeah. As reported in Free Malaysia today, dated July 9, the construction of more highways such as the Petaling Jaya Dispersal Link, as well as the Bangi Putrajaya Expressway BPE and KL Node, may not help overcome traffic congestion and would instead worsen the situation, according to 2 academics that had cited this. University Technology Mara, Civil Engineer Lecturer Marsira Mustafa, and Road Safety Expert Kulantayan Casey Mani from University Putra Malaysia said it will only lead to more private vehicles on the roads, and also because bottlenecks when vehicles reduce speed would merge into single lanes at exit points and cause issues, as Bernama had reported. Yeah. Hi, and would you please say a few words on why you are here at the PJD Link protest, and also introduce yourself. Thank you.
I'm Rowena, and I'm from Five Stones Condo. We have about 377 units in Five Stones, and our residents are really against the PJD Link. It's not necessary. We don't need it. We want to be happy where we are and without any of the interruptions of all of these links. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us, and thank you for being at the protest today. Hi, here we have another resident where we'll pass on the microphone. If you could introduce yourself and tell us why you're here at the protest against the highway.
I'm Chin. I'm against the highway because it has been proven in many cities around the world that highways doesn't alleviate congestion. In fact, the solution it should be public transport. Look at cities like Tokyo, They are very good transport system, and this helps a lot to alleviate congestion. Highways will create noise and air pollution, as well as diverting traffic from one area to another. It's not going to solve the problem.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Maybe just a last question will be, what do you think will be the impact to Bandar Utama if the highway was to be proceeded and will land in Bandar Utama?
There will definitely be a lot of congestion, noise and air pollution, as well as it can even cause flooding. This is to improve public transport.
Thank you very much for sharing us with your thoughts. We appreciate you being here today. Okay, and here we are still live covering the protest that's taking place at Bandar Utama. And just as I mentioned earlier, already we had in the Free Malaysia Today report where two of our academics had stated that traffic congestion could actually be not alleviated because of the construction of more highways, but could instead worsen the situation. Yeah. All right. So here we are continuing to cover more of the protest that's taking place in Bandar Utama live as we speak. All right. Okay. And just to add on to that article which we mentioned that had been cited in the Free Malaysia Today, the academics had stated that the support of the theory of induced demand could take place because as we build more highways, there could be more congestion that takes place and the problem would not actually be solved. So as mentioned by expert Casey Mani from the University Putra Malaysia, it was said that she was also it was said by civil engineering lecturer Masira Mustafa that she was also worried about the impact of the environment that these projects would take place. And here we have honking by many of the traffic that passes by to support the protest of the PJD Link highway. Thank you for coming out, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, we will hand over the mic now to another resident of Bandar Utama who will say a few words about the protest that's taking place against the PJD Link.
We just don't want this highway. It doesn't serve the purposes of the residents here in Petaling Jaya. The state has already said that it wants a low carbon footprint, and yet we see this supposedly approved highway. I think the planners need to go back and do their jobs.
So what do you think will happen if the proposed highway was to be built and the impact to Bandar Utama?
I think it will bring a lot of pain to us here, both in terms of traffic as well as other impacts like health to the predominantly older generation of residents here. In fact, in Bandar Utama, there are quite a few older residents. The statistics show that more than 60% of the population are senior citizens.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and thank you for being here today. Thank you. Okay, we will now pass on the mic to another resident who is from Damansara Jaya to explain to us why he's here at the protest against the PJD Link highway. Introduce yourself.
Hi, Dom. This is Melvin from Damansara Jaya. I have a lot of our Damansara Jaya residents here. We have plenty of our residents that joined in today for our protest, because this highway is going to be a monstrosity that is going to give us sound pollution as well as noise pollution, and it's going to come right in front of my housing area, especially as we live in Road 2 of Jalan Damansara Jaya, DJ SS22/2. So the highway just cuts directly in front of our house. The elevated highway is going to be, the pillar is going to be right in front of my garden, of my car porch rather. So we would love for the government to reject this, Selangor State government, and we would like to thank all those that came today from Damansara Jaya as well as all the other residents from all around. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe could you share with us what are some of the fears that have been discussed amongst the Damansara Jaya residents should the PJD Link highway be constructed?
We had a town hall meeting a few days ago, and we had a valuer that came by the name of James Tan. So he told us that, and he gave us a very detailed brief about how the valuation of our houses will drop. The noise pollution will be very high, especially for and for those that are affected, is not only the ones that are right in front of the highway, but the ones that are also inside, which is near Atria and whatnot. So all the entire Damansara Jaya area, Damansara Utama area, Damansara Kim, and all our affected areas, our valuation of our prices will drop. Yeah, so that's the concern we have in our side.
Thank you very much for sharing with us your concerns, and we wish you all the best for the protest that's taking place today, and we appreciate that you've come out today to be with us. Thank you.
10 minutes more. Put people down there.
You want to introduce what they did for the segment, where they started and all that? He didn't say. He was talking more about sustainability.
You want me to prep them or bring them to you easier?
No, I can go with it.
Just give me one interview.
No, not interview. Anybody wants to?
Too many. The lady in red.
The guy that is wearing red t-shirt that's being interviewed now.
Resident maybe?
Oh, that is
they are going around.
one of the
Okay, we are about 10 to 15 minutes away from ending our live broadcast today. We are looking for more sound bites and more inputs from different residents. So here we have another resident. We would like to pass on the microphone for her to say why she is against the PJD Link.
Well, we're going to need a lot of cement and concrete and a lot of materials for building this massive and extensive highway. It's going to increase the carbon footprint of Petaling Jaya city. And this is not what we need right now in dealing with the climate crisis head on. We really have to cut down on carbon dioxide emission. All right? Okay. And then there are so many other environmental impacts, like the increase, worsening of the urban heat island effect, right? We know that concrete structures absorb sunlight, convert the light energy to heat, and the heat is released into the environment day and night. Already things are very bad, okay? Okay, so we really do not need this highway.
Thank you very much. Would you like to continue to mention about the impact in your residential area? I think it's around SS2.
Yes.
Should this highway be constructed?
Well, definitely the UHI will be much worse, all right? And you have to take into account the heat waves from global warming. So it's already very bad. It's going to be more so and unbearable. And the traffic congestion that I can see at the Rothmans Cross Junction, right? During the construction, even after it, okay? So it's going to be affecting the residents as well as the business owners of that area. If SS2 becomes virtually inaccessible or difficult to get to, we can see a lot of businesses being badly affected by it, right? And what about reduced air quality? The air quality is already moderate. It's going to be worse, yeah? By the buildings, by the presence of this highway, and we foresee the congestion in local roads, okay? So that is, then there's a possibility of flash floods, all right? Because more land areas will be covered, all right? And in this extreme weather conditions, where intense rainfall will be more frequent, yeah, and more intensive, right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for sharing with us your thoughts, and thank you for being here today. Thank you. Yeah.
Dr. Ong is there.
Yeah, okay. And here we are with Dr. Ong. We'd like to ask him to introduce himself, hold the mic, and say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Ong Silian. I'm the president of Damansara Jaya Residents and Owners Association. Today, I come together with some of my residents here to protest against the proposed PJD Link highway. As you all know, that we want to live in a community that is sustainable, not to be bombarded with tall structures, highways that will impact the quality of our life. And especially, I want to speak on behalf of my association. My residents along SS2, 22 Road 2 are the most affected if this highway is already allowed. Already, we find that the spring highway is affecting the quality of their life in terms of noise pollution and dust, and also the impact on their ingress and egress. And so, with the addition of this proposed highway, it will definitely damage the quality of our life. The other thing I want to mention is that the government is committed to sustainable development goals, and therefore they must walk the talk. They must continue to go for alternatives that will promote sustainable development, and not to put in structure that is on existing densely populated highway. And so we would definitely protest this. That's why today we are coming together to join our efforts with the other residents in this community. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing with us your thoughts, and we appreciate you being here today. Thank you.
Melvin said to do PK over there. PK is the other DJ MC or the IT external.
And with another 10 to 5 minutes away, we are getting our final inputs from our participants of the PJD Link Highway protest. We'd like to hand over the mic, and maybe if you could introduce yourself.
My name is PK Ong. I'm staying in Damansara Jaya. My house is actually next to the highway. Actually, will be impacted. Yeah, I'm from DJRA. The reason why I'm protesting it is because the noise pollution, the sound pollution is going to be very terrible. Yeah, and I hope the public transport can be improved, so that the number of cars will be reduced on the road. Yeah, thank you.
Maybe to just get your thoughts, what do you think will be the impact to your area being DJ, and what are some of the fears of the residents?
On my area, it will be, I think, directly impacted because that will be the entrance and also the exit of the highway, and also it's quite near to the school SMKDJ. So I think the impact will be more on the the residents, not really comfort lah. Being I think with the increase of the number of vehicles, coming to our area. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, and we appreciate you being here. We'll see you again soon. Thank you. Okay, we will gather some final thoughts here from some of our residents, so that All right, we'll pass on the microphone. If you could introduce yourself and then say some words for the Facebook Live session that is going on right now.
All right, hi. My name is Timothy and I'm a resident of Taman Tun Dr. Ismail and here protesting PJD Link. So as a young guy, I really want to see Malaysia become a more prosperous nation, and I think there are two visions of prosperity. One is by building a highway and by progressing the nation using the car and car centricism. I think there's another way where a highway does not exist and we are able to move forward with more pedestrian-friendly cities, more intimate, connected neighborhoods, and the PJD Link is anti-theatrical to all that I think a good, prosperous future for our country would be. So that's why I'm protesting the highway, and you should too.
Thank you very much. And do you think there'll be any impact to Taman Tun or neighboring areas around Taman Tun should this highway be completed?
There will be a big impact because highways are divisive barriers that block neighborhoods from one another. So, for example, you see the DU area and the SS2 area are blocked by the LDP. In the same way, the PJD Link will block a lot of new other neighborhoods, including TDI. Will be disconnected from the lovely Section 17, Section 19 area because of now Jalan Harapan is also now blocked. So a lot of inconvenience for us, definitely.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, and we really appreciate it. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. And we now pass on the microphone to another resident who's here at the PJD Link protest. I'm going to pass the microphone to you. May you introduce yourself and let us know why you're here at the protest.
Okay. Hi, good morning. I'm from Section 22. A lot of people say that Section 22 is not affected by the alignment, but to me, PJD Link is the rebirth of KIDEX, and KIDEX or PJD Link is going to affect the entire Petaling Jaya landscape. So that is very, very concerning. And a lot of people say that we are emotional. Well, if you are emotional, please let us know logically how does this PJD Link highway can ever benefit us. We want to know, because so far it has been like 6 years. We have not had any tests and assessments given to us, like the EIA, TIA and SIA. So please be transparent. Let us know what we are missing out. I am against this, the construction of this monstrous highway. Please.
Thank you. Maybe just your last comments that if the highway was to become a reality, how would it affect your residential area? What would the impacts be?
Like I said just now, Section 22, the alignment does not come in there. But the moment I drive out, or anyone from Section 22 drive out, we are going to be affected by the highway. This is a long alignment, 34.3 kilometers I was informed. Everywhere, in fact, my office will be affected in Jalan Kemajuan. So I really want to see, I've been born and brought up in Petaling Jaya. I've lived here half a century, and I would love to see, Petaling Jaya's landscape be preserved for the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing your eloquent thoughts, and we really appreciate you being here to support this protest today. Thank you. Have a good day. And here we have it, that the closing of the protest for PJD Link Highway. Most of the residents who are still here are gathering for a group photo, and this would allow also the members of the press who are here today to be able to have a good shot, so that more and more of the residents' voices can be heard on the media as the days unfold. So we will continue to cover this for the next few minutes, and then switch over to a break before we will have the press conference take place at an adjacent venue to this protest site. Many of the residents have given up their Saturday morning, along with also the elected representatives, to be here to protest the PJD Link Highway. We are also encouraged by the turnout of the members of the press, including other groups such as the Bike Commute group, who is championing for a more sustainable design of the entire city. We are having quite a good support from the traffic as they continue to sound their horns in support for the protest against the PJD Link highway. Okay, we thank all the organizers and also towards the Pihak Police who has allowed for this peaceful assembly today. All right.
No PJD Link! 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 Thank you! Guys, before you all leave, thank you very much. Thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching live the Facebook stream, and we thank you for your viewership, and we shall see you at the next event. Thank you.